What's up, guys? Bang, bang, lunch money time. I'm here with Polina Marinova Pompliano, and she's wearing this is a Carol Baskin-esque
Well,
type
I
of
told
outfit.
you to ask me why I was wearing it. I didn't say make your best educated guess as to why I'm wearing it. I'm wearing this today in honor of Carol Baskin, who got eliminated last night on Dancing with the Stars. Very upset, very wrong judgment by the people.
I'm
She
surprised that she was on Dancing with the Stars.
she did a Lion King samba. It wasn't great, but it's Carol Baskin, guys.
Who allegedly killed her husband.
Okay, let's not get into details.
Well, I'm just saying we're
Okay.
celebritizing somebody who killed somebody.
We don't-
Potentially. Allegedly.
Okay, ready?
We're the responsible news here. No problem. Don't forget that BlockFi is now a sponsor of Lunch
I love
Money.
this shirt. Okay, go on. Sorry.
Does it make you feel like a cat? Okay. BlockFi is now sponsored by Lunch Money is now sponsored by BlockFi. One day, BlockFi may be sponsored by Lunch Money, but right now, Lunch Money is sponsored by BlockFi. You can buy and sell crypto on a crypto exchange. You can earn up to 8.6% APY in an interest-bearing account. Go check it out. BlockFi.com/pomp. No brainer. Go get money, get paid at BlockFi. What's up?
Okay, so home prices rose 4.8% in July. Strong demand from home buyers in July, coupled with rock bottom mortgage interest rates, caused home prices to accelerate in major markets across the nation. Do you think this is sustained? Do you think this will continue throughout the year?
Well, it's like any asset, right? So of course you can create a bubble, but if you have cheap capital flooding the market, which you do, you have a low interest rate environment, and people are being transient in the sense of people are moving out of New York, they're moving out of San Francisco, they're moving to other places, right? It's almost like there was the world got shaken up a little bit. People are like, "Whoa, where do I want to live? What do I want to do? Oh, I don't have to be here for work. Now I can work remotely." All that kind of stuff. So there's a lot of moving, but also then you're getting the cheap capital. So it makes sense that it's happening. How sustainable is it? We'll see. But if we keep interest rates at near zero for years,
An economist said the U.S. housing market has been caught up in a perfect storm during the COVID pandemic. The substantial swing in demand is driven by a need for indoor and outdoor space met by record low mortgage rates and a wave of millennials who are on the verge of buying, all competing for fewer and fewer homes on the market. Dang, those millennials.
Makes sense.
Okay.
Do you like it?
Do I like that they're rising?
Yeah.
I mean, good for the people who own the houses.
Yeah. But it also means if you own a house, your property value is going up.
That's what I'm saying. Good for the people who own property.
Yeah. Or the people selling too, because they get the cash. All right. What's next?
Okay, so on the flip side, New York bankruptcies reportedly surged 40% during the pandemic. Bloomberg reported that 610 businesses filed for bankruptcy in the southern eastern districts of New York from March to September. Another flurry of bankruptcies and permanent closures are expected as cold weather arrives. Ooh.
I don't think that that's nearly as high as I would have thought.
Really?
610 businesses?
That's
There's
not.
hundreds of thousands, if not millions.
Yes,
of businesses.
but some of those businesses are parent companies that own a bunch of smaller ones. So, for
Okay,
example,
possibly.
Century 21 is the parent company of Chuck E. Cheese, Neiman Marcus.
Yeah, so the individual companies are filing bankruptcy, but that's even more of a case. Like if Century 21 gets into a bad situation, then that would be 3 bankruptcies: Century 21, Chuck E. Cheese,
That's
and
what I'm
Neiman
saying.
Marcus. Yeah,
I don't think they're counting all the trickle-down effects.
yeah. Well, they're probably counting each legal entity that files for bankruptcy because they're counting the bankruptcy filings.
Yeah.
The hard part is just it's definitely going to get worse, way worse, because Yelp is showing that 4,000 New York City businesses have permanently closed since March.
And that's because owners of small businesses are less likely to file for bankruptcy. Instead, many are simply leaving the keys in the door. What does that mean?
Basically, it's just like, hey, it's over. I don't have a bunch of debtor, I don't owe a bunch of debt. It's kind of like just we ran to the end of the business. We're going to shut down the business.
Oh, no.
But bankruptcy is specific protection, meaning that you got in a situation where now you can't pay people back or you owe people money
so
or
some
whatever.
Small businesses are like, I'm just going to cut my losses. It's over.
Yeah, it's over. I don't owe anybody any money. I'm just going to go do something else now. Right.
Wow.
So the bankruptcies, I guess you would expect obviously bankruptcies to be much less lower than the number of companies that are closing, but still to have less than 1,000 bankruptcies, given the economic shock we just, kind of sustained, is very surprising.
Well, don't you think some of them are still operating on some of the PPP loans and money and?
For sure, but still, even with that PPP money, like let's say that I think it's 20% of businesses are still shut is the national average, and so that PPP money, how much did they give you? Did they give you 2 months, 3 months, even if they gave you 5 months of kind of operating revenue, you're still shut, meaning you have zero revenue. Like it's over, right? It's been more than 5 months since this happened, so I don't know. It's just it's obviously a very bad situation.
Okay. Elon Musk says he will likely take Starlink satellite internet service public in several years.
Do you know what Starlink is?
Isn't that one of his many companies that does satellites?
I don't know if it's a separate legal entity, but it's part of SpaceX. And the whole idea is he's basically created a network or a Starlink of satellites
constellation.
Constellation. I actually think that's the word they use. That is outside of Earth, right? It's in space, and it is supposed to be able to provide internet to the public. And so I can't remember if they are doing this as completely free internet or just low cost internet. But the idea is if you can take all these satellites and basically cover the world in internet, that's great for humanity. It's great business to be in, and it sounds like he's got ambitions to spin it out and take it public, but he needs a couple of years to kind of get it to the point where he thinks that'll make sense.
Yeah, he said, we will probably IPO Starlink, but only several years in the future when revenue growth is smooth and predictable. Public market does not like erratic cash flow. Haha. I'm a huge fan of small retail investors. We will make sure that they get top priority. You can hold me to it.
Elon Musk understands the internet better than most. All right, what's next?
Spotify CEO, you know how he just made this thing? He made a pledge that he was gonna back European moonshot companies.
Mm-hmm.
He made one of his first investments to back a Tesla rival after pledging to invest over $1 billion in European moonshots. The company is a Swedish battery company called Northvolt. I've heard of that before. I don't know why. It's aiming to develop the world's greenest lithium-ion battery, and it has caught the eye of some of Europe's biggest car companies.
Yeah, I mean, look, when you pledge money to a specific region like Europe, you're going to be beholden to whatever the best companies in Europe are, right? And so then when you overlay moonshots on top of it, that means you're not going to be doing.
You literally get lithium-ion and space companies.
Yeah, it's just there's only so many companies to choose from, and so you got to write big checks to them. But this one actually is pretty interesting in that we know lithium-ion technology and batteries will be incredibly valuable in the future. The question's always just been who's going to be first to get there, and who's going to be the one who can do it with any sort of success.
And it's based in Sweden, so he's probably very familiar with it because Spotify is also based in Sweden.
Yep, completely agree.
And X said, I get really frustrated when I see European entrepreneurs giving up on their amazing vision, selling early on to non-European companies, or when some of the most promising tech talent in Europe leaves because they don't feel valued here. We need more super companies that raise the bar and can act as inspiration.
Love it.
All right. So Apple versus Epic Games. So a judge is not very kind to Epic, or was not very kind. A federal judge presiding over a high-stakes antitrust lawsuit between Apple and Epic Games, maker of the popular video game Fortnite, repeatedly slammed Epic on Monday on its legal theories and tactics in the company's case against the iOS App Store. Do you want to remind us what this was all about?
Basically, Apple has a lockdown ecosystem on the App Store, and Google has an open one. So what you need to do in order to use Apple's App Store is you have to submit an application for something. They review it, they approve it, and there's certain guidelines you have to abide by. One of those guidelines is that you have to give Apple 30% of any purchase that's done inside of your app. Absurd. And then literally highway robbery. And then on top of that, you've got to, you're not allowed to create another app store inside of your app, right? So you can't create a marketplace inside of a marketplace. And so Epic Games, which is the owner of Fortnite or producer of Fortnite, they basically have been trying to push Apple saying, you don't treat everyone the same. We want special treatment. And Apple was like, no, 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 no.
And they blocked it from the App Store.
Well, only after Fortnite and Epic said, okay, fine, we're going to do it anyways. And they pushed the code, and they were ready to.
Code.
It was bait, because they knew that Apple was going to take them out of the App Store. And the second Apple took them out of the App Store, they released this ridiculously awesome marketing campaign that basically was just saying Apple is a monopoly. Apple's become the man, and we're fighting back against the man, like free Fortnite. And what's interesting is Apple is going to court over this. So Epic filed lawsuits, and Apple kind of countered with an argument. But they're going to go to court. At the same time, Google has taken the exact opposite approach. Google's like, cool, what do you guys want to do? You guys want to create app stores inside of our app store? Sweet. And they're like building that. I saw a report on that. So it ultimately is going to come down to, there's a lot of companies that do not agree on having to pay the 30% to Apple. And they point to, one, there's companies that get special treatment, Netflix and others. Two, some people actually get to use their own payment processors inside their app rather than have to use Apple's. So I think it's like Amazon Prime's video app does that, etc. And then three is there's no competition. So what Fortnite did was it said, hey, if you want to use Apple's payment technology, you have to pay, let's say, $10, right? But if you pay us directly and don't pay through Apple's technology, we'll give it to you for $8. Dang. And the difference is that Fortnite was going to give you a 20% discount, but that was really the 30% they used to pay for Apple, right? So now they were saying, hey, we're going to make a little bit more. Rather than make $7, we're going to make $8. And we're going to save you, the consumer, more money. We're going to cut out Apple. Obviously, Apple didn't like this, and that's kind of kicked all of this off. But I do think that we are going to see sometime in the near future, this gets struck down where Apple cannot hold the line on charging 30%, mainly because I think that the lack of competition in the App Store for pricing is going to become a really, really big problem.
Well, the judge isn't a big fan of Epic, let me tell you that.
Well, they don't like the fact that, hey, you knew you had a contract and you actively violated the contract, right? Epic's point is, yes, but that contract has issues, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. So, we'll see how it plays out.
All right. Are you ready?
Yeah.
So.
I'm happy about this.
Okay.
You can just hit accept all cookies.
But I don't. Do I want to accept the cookies?
Yes.
Researchers have detected a group of lakes hidden under Mars's surface, like saltwater lakes, guys. So,
we going to Mars. I don't know if I'm gonna be alive for it, but we're going to Mars.
So 2 years ago, planetary scientists reported the discovery of a large saltwater lake under the ice at Mars' south pole, a finding that was met with excitement and skepticism. Now, researchers have confirmed the presence of that lake and found 3 more. I wonder why it's under the surface. Well, I guess that's where water is typically.
That's one option, but also there's just a lot of atmosphere things, right, that go on. And also, we haven't even necessarily discovered every place on planet Earth. Remember that, right? There's still parts of planet Earth that we have not been to.
No.
There's definitely parts of the ocean we've never been to.
Oh, you mean the depths of the ocean?
Okay, so hold on. That's one place. There's absolutely places where we find you ever seen in the Amazon, for example, we come up and we're like, oh my God, look at these people. They've never had human contact with an outside group of people. Right, and they're literally still in loincloths and have spears and stuff.
I don't think that's the Amazon, but yeah.
I think that there's a couple of places on Earth, right? But so yes, there are humans, but we as the general society don't know about it. There's also plenty of places where people are probably I think we should go there, but they've just never gone. And so it's have we been to every part of Antarctica? No. My point being, if on Earth, after having inhibited it for so long, we still haven't gone to every single place. Inhabited.
Definitely not inhibited. Okay.
All right. Inhabited. That sounds like a weird word. Lived here. Then there's no way that we've done that for Mars. So if we want to see everything that's on Mars, we would have to go and explore it, but it's going to take forever. So it's we're going to find tons of stuff that we don't know about yet, including water and maybe life. What happens if we find aliens on Mars? Y'all would be shook.
But
okay, why do you believe we won't?
Because we've sent rovers there. I think the aliens would have found us if there was a rover rovering around.
But before humans as we know it, civilization, walked across the Bering Strait. For those of you who know what geography is, the Bering Strait. Do you know where that is?
Yeah.
Where?
What?
The Bering Strait. Do you know where that is?
On Earth.
That's what connected
Right.
Russia to North America. And when they walked across the Bering Strait, if we had sent a rover, we weren't on this planet, we had sent a rover to North America before that happened, we'd be like, oh, there's no life there. Facts.
Yeah, but the thing is that we have telescopes. We can see, like... Also...
what do you think we see? Why did we send a rover there to go explore? Because the telescopes can't see everything.
Oh.
Did you know that most telescopes can't even see the flag on the moon? Is it there?
Oh my God, I will... Okay, when we first moved here and I didn't speak any English, I remember in 4th grade we took geology. I had a geology class, and we watched, what was that show called? The Magic School Bus. I loved that. They would like go inside the earth, and you see the layers. And even though I didn't speak English, I was like, I know what that is. And then I had another point. Ugh,
All right, what's next?
I don't even know.
Do we think life is on Mars? Are you in the no camp?
Right now, I'm in the no camp.
You need some science to convince yourself?
Yes, but I'm very optimistic about the saltwater lakes.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay.
Give me your dad joke.
All right. When my wife told me to stop impersonating a flamingo, I had to put my foot down. Oh no,
It wasn't funny.
I know the people laughed. They got my back.
It wasn't funny. She almost thought that she had me.
God, I was like, of all the jokes, this is the one you laugh at. But
yeah, the one that's not funny. Exactly.
It was very good.
All right, guys, that's it for Lunch Money today. Have a great Tuesday.
Have a blessed Tuesday.
Bang, bang. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Lunch Money as much as we did.
And don't forget, Lunch Money is now sponsored by BlockFi, so go check them out. There's a link in the description that you can click on. I'm an investor, a user, and a huge fan. What?
You're a bigger fan of BlockFi than you are of me?
BlockFi is my second favorite thing in the world behind Polina. They've got 3 products. They can give you a US dollar loan. You can earn up to 8.6% interest on an interest-bearing account, or you can buy and sell cryptocurrencies on their crypto exchange. I personally use the interest-bearing account. There's not very many places where you'll find up to 8.6% interest on a deposit in an interest-bearing account. Go do your own research. There's risk associated, but 8.6% is pretty compelling. So click on the link in the description. Say thanks to the folks at BlockFi. Subscribe to our channel. Like the video. Annoy Polina in the comments. And we'll see you guys tomorrow.
And be kind to your friends.